It all happened in a single, breathless second. The lights dropped. The air froze. And from the smoke rising like a storm on stage, Jisoo emerged. But this wasn't the Jisoo we've known. This was something else. Darker. Sharper. Electrifying. Her solo performance at BLACKPINK's Deadline World Tour in Milan didn't just set the stage on fire, it sparked a ripple through the K-pop universe. Why? Because in the VIP section, one man's reaction stole the spotlight, Taehyung V from BTS. And his expression? It said everything, and nothing. But before we dive deep, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Comment below, do you think Taehyung's reaction was just admiration? Or did he see something more? That night, Milan's Ippodromo Snai San Siro wasn't just a venue, it was a pressure chamber. BLACKPINK's Deadline World Tour was announced as the final chapter. No more safety. No more illusions. This was the edge, the end. And suddenly, it became Jisoo's night. The crowd didn't expect what came next. The screens turned black. A countdown clock ticked in red, like a warning. Then the beat dropped. The song, Earthquake. A new solo track, written by Jisoo herself with an underground Berlin producer. From the first note, you could feel it, this wasn't just music. This was a weapon. She stepped onto the stage like a ghost queen in couture, black sequined gothic dress, hair slicked back, eyeliner cutting through the lights. No smile. No wave. Just power. Pure, deliberate, lethal power. And then, during the first chorus, something unexpected. The camera caught a flicker of movement in the crowd. It zoomed, almost by accident, to a face in the VIP row.taehyung.at. First, he seemed composed. But as Jisoo sang the line, "I am the fault line you ignored," his eyes widened. His lips parted slightly. It wasn't just shock, it was recognition. Like someone watching a memory come to life on stage, fans didn't miss it. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. Taehyung reacts to Jisoo's Earthquake performance. Trending across TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. But why did it hit so hard? Let's decode it. Earthquake isn't a love song. It's a statement. A confrontation. The lyrics read like a letter never sent. You watched me fall, now I dance on the ruins. The LED screens behind her showed cracks in the earth, glowing red like fresh wounds. Smoke rolled in from all sides. Jisoo's movements were fierce, calculated, but filled with an emotional edge we've never seen from her before. She wasn't performing. She was confronting something. Someone, and just as the drop hit, her jacket flew off mid-spin, metallic silver underlining her silhouette, and the camera caught Taehyung again. This time, his hand went to his mouth. Shock. Awe. Maybe something else? Stay tuned, because in just a minute, we're going to uncover the deleted Instagram story Taehyung posted after the show. One line. 10 minutes live. Thousands of screenshots. It might just change everything. Back to the stage. The final section of Earthquake was brutal in the best way. Jisoo climbed a steel tower at the center of the stage, no dancers, no backup. Alone. Music cut. Total silence, then a heartbeat sound, amplified. Loud. Airy. 1. 2. 3 beats, and she fell backwards into darkness. Suspended by a hidden harness, she floated midair while the beat crashed like thunder. Lights flashed blood red. On the giant screen, she was the earthquake. The arena exploded in screams. Fireworks. Confetti. Pure chaos. But in the VIP row, Taehyung wasn't moving. Just staring upward. Mouth closed. Eyes locked. He didn't clap. He didn't blink. It was like watching someone realize something they weren't ready to face, and then, it happened. Roughly 17 minutes after Jisoo left the stage, Taehyung posted to Instagram. A black background. One sentence in white text, she shook more than the ground. No tags. No emojis. No photos. Just that, fans caught it instantly. It spread like wildfire. But just 10 minutes later, it was gone. Deleted. Why? Did he panic? Did someone tell him to take it down? Or was it meant to disappear all along? Some believe it was a nod. A message only the right people would understand. A clue buried in plain sight. Others say it's not the first time. Months ago, Taehyung posted a poem on Weverse that fans are now linking to earthquake. One line read, "The fault line was never in the earth. It was between us." Too much coincidence? Jisoo herself refused to explain earthquake during interviews. When asked about the meaning, she simply said, "Those who felt it before will know." That's it. Nothing more, but the fandom knows better. There's something unspoken here. A history that only flickers through moments, lyrics, glances, cryptic captions, and lingering looks caught on fan cams and Taehyung's face. At that exact moment, under those lights, watching her from the crowd, wasn't the face of a fellow idol watching a show. It was someone seeing a transformation. Maybe even an echo of something personal. Whatever truth lies behind earthquake, Jisoo's performance in Milan proved one thing: she's no longer just the visual of BLACKPINK. She's a force. An artist standing on her own, in total control. And Taehyung's reaction? It wasn't scripted. It wasn't expected. But it was real. And now, it's unforgettable. So now we ask, was it admiration? Was it guilt? Was it recognition? Or was it a story we were never supposed to see? But let's dig even deeper. Because the more you look at this moment, the more it starts to feel like a puzzle. And each detail, each frame, starts to fit into something bigger. You see, this wasn't the first time Jisoo and Taehyung's paths crossed publicly. But it was the first time where their connection felt cinematic, charged, surreal. In Milan, of all places, on the final leg of a tour called Deadline. A name that suggests urgency, finality, even death of an era. Nothing about this night was random. Some fans noticed something even more subtle. Right before earthquake started, Jisoo glanced to the left side of the stage, where the VIP section was. It was brief. Less than half a second. But in the high-definition fan cams, you can see it. A moment of focus. Like someone checking to make sure someone was watching. Was that a coincidence? Was she looking for a friend? Or was that the beginning of the entire emotional arc that unfolded? And here's something wild. In one frame, slowed down by a fan editor, when Jisoo dropped backward into her aerial harness, you can literally see Taehyung take a step forward, almost instinctively, before stopping himself. His body language says it all. It wasn't planned. It was reaction. Pure, unrehearsed reaction. This isn't shipping. This isn't delusion. This is observable behavior captured on multiple cameras, from multiple angles, confirmed by thousands of fans present. What does it mean? Now here's the theory that's blowing up in fan circles. Earthquake was a message. Not to the crowd. Not to the media. But to one person. A message sung from the highest stage, wrapped in metaphor and fire, delivered in front of thousands, to just one set of eyes. It makes sense, right? Because Deadline wasn't just about the end of a tour. It was the end of something personal. A closing chapter. A reckoning. And if earthquake was Jisoo's way of saying, I felt the impact, and now I'm stronger for it, then Taehyung's deleted story, she shook more than the ground, suddenly sounds less like poetry, and more like confession. It's that unspeakable tension that makes this performance unforgettable. It's not just the lyrics. Not just the production. But the idea that something real was happening in plain sight, something unfiltered, unplanned, and emotionally raw. That's rare in K-pop. Almost taboo. Because in an industry where every step is choreographed, every word rehearsed, every smile calculated, this moment slipped through. It escaped the system. It became truth, and fans knew it. Some even say that Milan wasn't just a location, it was chosen for a reason. The city of fashion, of hidden alleys and whispered stories. A place where masks are worn, and sometimes, dropped. The symbolism of it all is almost too poetic to ignore, and now, rewatching the performance, you can't not see it. The sharpness in Jisoo's voice. The weight behind every step. The fire in her eyes during the final chorus. She wasn't just dancing. She was releasing something. Burning it. Letting go, and Taehyung, watching it all unfold, looked like someone who understood exactly what she was doing, maybe even someone who felt the earthquake, long before the song ever existed. So ask yourself, how much of K-pop is art? And how much of it is truth disguised as art? This story, this night in Milan, felt like both. Art at its highest. Truth at its loudest. And silence that said more than any headline ever could. The performance is over. The lights are off. The tour is done. But the aftershocks? They're still spreading, because when an earthquake hits, the damage doesn't show right away. It builds. It cracks beneath the surface. Quietly. Until one day, everything falls, and maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what we witnessed that night. Comment your theory below. Do you think Earthquake was written for someone? Do you believe Taehyung's reaction was just a coincidence, or something more? Tap like if this gave you chills. Subscribe now if you want more breakdowns of the hidden stories behind the K-pop stage, because in the deadline era, nothing is random and silence speaks louder than words. Outro beat, slow fade with echo, she was the earthquake.